Alright, developer log for November 2025. So this month I almost finished the rework of level 2. It's almost done. Just a tiny little area to finish up. I'll show that later on the developer log. Right now I'll first show two other, one major improvement, a really major improvement, and another is a small quality of life update. I'll show the quality of life update first. So basically armor icons, you can see it in the bottom left, are now represented by like an abstract armor suit instead of a shield. So previously it was this shield icon that I now use for the energy shields. So the shield icon, using a shield icon for armor, even though that's pretty common in first person shooter games, to actually in games in general, to display armor as like a physical shield icon, it was kind of confusing because I also have energy shields. So the armor icon is now a suit of armor and the energy shields are now the shield icon, so that makes a lot more sense. And yeah, that's a lot better. So that's the minor thing. The major upgrade is the way enemy aim works. So enemy aim is so when enemy, okay, so let's talk about the problem first. The problem is that enemies, especially the soldier enemies, has a tendency to always hit you, and that's really annoying because it basically means you're taking constant damage, which is just extremely frustrating. And I wanted to limit how much damage enemies can, like, I wanted to make it so the player has agency on how much they get shot by the soldiers, outside of like taking cover. Because again, sometimes you just can't take cover. Like sometimes you are in the open, there's a soldier enemy, and like before you can get into cover, he basically damages you, and that's just very annoying. So I've added a new system in place. Now I already had a system that limited how accurate the soldiers were. So the way soldiers now work before the major fix, but it's okay. Soldiers will basically aim at you, but they will have an offset, and then they will slowly calibrate their offset to hit you. So when they first see you, they will have an offset, and then they will slowly go towards you. So you take less damage when they first see you. So I can do this. So you saw that there was a bit of an offset, and then the last few shots hit, and now he's getting more and more accurate. And now he's pretty much fully accurate. So that's how the before this month the aiming works. Now that small offset at the start helps a lot, but it still didn't solve the issue where soldier enemies would just beam you and you couldn't do anything about it. So what I've done is that using the same offset system, if you damage enemies, specifically the soldier enemies, they will offset their aim again. So they will basically like flinch. I mean, they already flinched in like animation sense, but now, as you can see, every time when I hit the soldier, his aim will basically be offset again. It scales based on damage, so the more damage I do, the more the offset will be. So if you see a soldier enemy, you just need to shoot him as quickly as possible so you offset his aim, so he doesn't beam you to death immediately. And this is honestly single-handedly the biggest improvement to gameplay this game has seen in a long time. It is so much more fun to... These guys were honestly kind of annoying to fight, because they would always just damage you, but now that you can damage them and they will miss you if you damage them, they are just a lot more fun. Like again, like if you see them, quickly just switch to a fast firing weapon like the small arms. This also means that some weapons are now less effective against them, like explosives. You kind of don't want to use explosives because it takes a while for an explosive rocket to reach them, and before them they can shoot and hit you. So you really want to use like a small arm to like damage them quickly. Maybe not, you might even want to like spread the damage out against them. Like if you have multiple enemies, you might even want to spread the damage out so more enemies miss you. There are some very interesting tactical things you can now do with this system of making the enemies offset their aim when you hit them, basically flinch their aim. So yeah, that's those gameplay improvements. Let's now go to the map. So content browser, the map 2 rework. So map 2 rework is almost done. It ended up getting a lot bigger than I thought. Like one of the big issues with the original level 2 was it was kind of big, and it still ended up kind of big. But oh well. It's better to have too much content too little. So yeah, I've done some more interesting things than the first version. Like we have these walkways where you shoot over from one, bridges. Like you shoot from one bridge. Actually here you get the rocket launcher. So you basically get the rocket launcher, and then there are a whole bunch of enemies that walk over the bridge, and then you can basically blast all of them with the rocket launcher. So yeah, that's just a more fun way to get the rocket launcher and immediately have like a very good use case to use the rocket launcher on like multiple enemies. So yeah, Yeah, more interesting like terrain usage. These things still need to be improved. The god rays, they now cut off like awkwardly, but yeah, here we also just have like a big bridge. So there's a bit of backtracking. So here you will open the bridge via this switch, which will then spawn a lot of things. Actually, this is pretty fun because this switch will spawn a bunch of, I think this will spawn a bunch of furies, like flying enemies. And those will basically infight with the soldiers on the bridge, so you can kind of like watch a little spectacle of explosions of the enemies fighting each other, which is a lot of fun. So yeah, this is the big engineering section, almost done. So yeah, you have this starting section that you will eventually go to a bit more of a linear section, and that linear section will eventually end all the way here. So here's like the final room, and so this final room here I still have to make. I'm planning to actually work on this today after I've finished recording this. So yeah, the only thing here is like a portal. So this will be the big portal room to go to the demon world, and then demon world will be map free. So hopefully I can finish that. I mean, I probably can't finish it this month, but I do have the winter holidays, like 2 weeks. Maybe I even take more days off. It's like 2.5 weeks of just full-blown development of level 3 and just see how far I can get. And once those 3 levels are done, I will go through the levels again for a second pass. So I will first do a first pass. That's just a basic enemies, basic geometry, basic first weapon placement, and then with the second pass I will add some more decorative elements, and I will also, based on like my experience with the game, rebalance maybe some enemy placement and also some ammo placement. So yeah, I'm not gonna play through it, but yeah, so that's pretty much it for this developer log. Again, mostly just a lot of level design, which isn't like that interesting to showcase. I think game elements are more interesting to do. So yeah, hopefully see you guys. Well, it will then actually be next year, since I pretty much always record developer logs the days after the month have ended. So the next developer log will be in January for the December month. As for being on track with the game, I think I'm not gonna make. I'm 100% not gonna make the next summer. Like I was hoping for summer 2026 to release the game. That's not gonna happen. Maybe winter, but I kind of want to release the game in winter since you don't have a lot of competition. Not that I think this game will do well anyway, like it's just my little pet project. So maybe like spring 2027. Maybe I'll just take extra time to finish it and then release it in a more optimal release window. So yeah, that's it.